was going to be on camera today.
Yeah, well, now in print, you got to do video, the whole audio thing. And so we're talking to T to the C Carson. I have a sense that you're in one of your favorite cities because you've been here quite a few times.
I love Atlanta, man. I got really good friends down here. My mom moved down here. I got a couple cousins down here, so it's like coming home.
Well, it's like the second home. Are you based in LA?
Yes, I am. Out in the valley.
Okay. How did they find you for this particular role?
Kenny called me. We've been trying to do something together for the last few years, and finally the schedule was worked out, and he called me at the right time, and it was open, and I was able to come out and do it. And I've always wanted to do something with him, work with him, and then getting an opportunity to work with Jasmine too was like, oh, it's gravy.
So how is it working with Kenny?
It's really nice.
Who I hear uses a lot of profanity.
Oh, well, that doesn't bother me. I use a lot of profanity too. No, I don't.
I'm just saying that because I was messing with him about that.
You work with a lot of directors, right? And more often than not, they are more concerned with lighting and costuming and blocking and sets, and actors, they kind of leave to their own devices and let them do what they do. In this particular instance, working with Kenny, I'm actually getting a director that knows how to ask the questions to get you to do the exploration to make the character real. And so it's really a joy to be here in the rehearsal process.
Well, he's an actor's director, having the background of being an actor. I think it's really.
But that doesn't always happen, though. That doesn't always happen. Sometimes, directors turn actors actors turn directors can be some of the worst directors in the world because they can't get out of their head enough to let the actor find something. But Kenny is real good at asking the right questions to make you think about something to get you where he needs you to be.
The play itself, what experience do you want people to take away from this particular production?
That's a good question. I think the main thing I'd like people to take away once they come and see this is that we cannot take anything for granted. This ended in 72? That's not that long ago. And given the climate that we are living in right now, I think people are taking more responsibility for how this country is run and how we live in this country. So this is just a reminder that if we don't keep a watchful eye, something like this could happen again. I think people should take away that they should pay attention to everyday things, pay attention to how this country is run and what the news says. Not enough to make you stressed out all the time, but just so you're informed, so when things don't blindside you, And at the time of this, when this whole thing was going on, that there are no villains. Well, okay. The doctors, I don't think, are villainous in this particular instance. I think, especially my character, Dr. Brodus, I think the bigger picture for him was eradicating this disease and getting health care for the people in his community and in his hospital at a time when government wasn't giving money to black hospitals. So this is a way for him to get money from the government to in turn give health care to a whole group of people. And the experiment wasn't supposed to last as long as it did. It was only supposed to last 2 years. But after a certain point, it became so big that it became out of his hands. He couldn't do anything to stop it. And that's something else that we have to be mindful of. Like, big business and big government can run away with stuff. Look at the mortgage industry. Look at Wall Street. So we just have to be mindful. We have to look at it. We have to pay attention. Pay attention.
You mentioned our current economic climate. What kind of impact has it had? What kind of impact has it had on you when you look basically we've created, you know, as a people. What sort of impact has it had on you as a person and as an artist?
As a person, it's made me pay attention, take responsibility for how I do what I do, how I handle my business, how I spend my money, what charities I choose to give to. You know, I pay much more attention to credit card statements. You know, the bills that come in, I read everything now, you know. So it's definitely changed the way I live. As an artist, I think it's a great time. I think it's a great time for us because during these time periods of economic upheaval, and when people are strapped for money, they look for the diversion. They need the diversion, and then you find it in the arts. So hopefully during this time, the arts can flourish. I'm not sure what's going to happen out in Hollywood right now because it is still kind of iffy because of the strike and all that kind of stuff. But I'm hoping that it's going to open up for everybody, not just African American artists, but Latino artists, Asian artists, everybody.